Hey guys, today's topic is why I chose where I'm going and what advice I have for future college kids. And for me anyway, that was a very difficult process, very long, very confusing. I get real confused by websites and trying to turn in documents, and college applications were very difficult. Anyway, I applied to 8 schools and I only got rejected from Stanford. When I was crying about that, my mom was all, no one gets into Stanford, but I had a friend who got into Stanford, so someone got into Stanford. Whatever, Mom. So I was left with 7 not Stanfords to pick from, and schools that were maybe interested in me. Just kidding. They're real interested in me, let's be real. I really didn't know where I was going to go until the day the decision came around. So on May 1st, I was sitting there still thinking about it, and then just picked ISU. Just kidding. No. ISU was a good choice, and I had plenty of choices, because wanted by everyone except Stanford. I'm not even bitter, but call me. Anyway, so not rejected by 7 schools, including Emory, U Chicago, Marshall, Westminster, Willamette, and the Oxford College at Emory. And I got into ISU, which I had really only applied to as a backup. While it was flattering to be wanted by places where my people my role models like Barack Obama, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Carl Sagan, where all those people had gone and been a part of, it was less than flattering looking at $60,000 a year, which was a lot of money. Now, my mom had always told me that I had better work hard in high school because she couldn't afford to pay for my college, so I needed to get good grades and good ACT scores, good scholarships, all that kind of stuff. And I did work hard, and I graduated as salutatorian, got a 33 on my ACT, all the while being involved in everything from all the clubs to trying to start my own country, because that's what you need on your resume nowadays to get into any sort of cool college. And it paid off. I did get into cool, quote-unquote, colleges, except Stanford. But in all these cool colleges, nice, bright acceptance letters, there were all these cool little graphs telling me how cool it would be for me to give them $60,000 a year. If I'm smart enough to get into cool college, I'm smart enough to know that $60,000 a year is not cool. Even after I was shocked by that sticker price, I'd worked real hard over high school to get into someplace like that. That had been my dream, and I'd spent a lot of hours writing real stupid college essays. I sort of expected that these cool schools would recognize my hard work and my dreams of achieving a higher education, and that maybe they'd be able to help me out just a little bit. To be fair, I did get scholarship money from these schools, but their cost of attendance is $100,000 a year. So even if they give me a $40,000 scholarship, which is more than ISU even costs, it's still $60,000 a year, which is, I can do basic math, $240,000 for just undergraduate. But still, these schools were the dream, and I really wanted to go there. And so I spent the next couple months after getting the acceptance letters endlessly debating and fighting with my mom about money. I could take out the loans. If I graduate from Emory, I'll have a way cooler degree and someone will pay me $3 million a year to do everything for them. But really, that's not how the world works. And my mom showed me some research and that kind of thing that said, especially if you're planning on going to graduate school, where you go for undergraduate is not really that important. Sorry, undergraduate schools everywhere. So at first, although I was a little reluctant, I agreed with my mom that I would go to ISU and I would graduate pretty much debt-free. Over the past couple months, as I've geared up for college and began thinking about it more and more, I've realized how important that monetary factor really is to people in the real world. And I've realized it's really a big blessing that places like ISU allow me, even if I hadn't gotten scholarships to ISU, it still would have been cheaper than any of those other schools. It's only $26,000 a year. And that kind of opportunity to kids without a trust fund to fall back on is really, really, really cool. I'm proud to be a Bengal next year because ISU showed me that they really valued my work. All the stuff that I'd done into high school wasn't just to get into college, but was actually to help pay for my education and to help set me on the path to bigger and greater things. Whoever knows where I'll end up for graduate school and past that. I'm not sure exactly what I'll major in yet. Right now it's physics, but that could change in a week. But I do know that whatever I major in will be something science, technology, engineering, math, STEM related. I've loved science since a very early age, and I'm especially passionate about the space sciences. Hey, telescope, not if space is cool. Also build my own rockets and rocket fuel. And I built my own homemade kiln from Home Depot, my favorite store, with $50 worth of materials, and I melt metal in there. Yeah. So yeah, I like science. I'm also not entirely sure what I want to do for a career yet, so whenever people ask, I tell them I want to be the president of Mars. Because I love politics and I love space. To juniors just starting your college search, my advice is to just be focused and make sure you know what you really want for your education and not that you're just applying someplace to appease your guidance counselor or your parents or to just check it off a bucket list. While it's cool to tell people that places like U Chicago, Emory were interested in me, I think in hindsight I would have rather saved the admission fees and the time spent on those stupid essays and played more FIFA. Gerard! See you next week!